You have to remember the name. Because you'll remember the face.
Well, the feral face is ready for Sunday. I'm ready for Sunday. DG, you ready for Sunday?
Dude, I've been ready for Sunday since the last show. And before that, what are you talking about?
What about you, Chef?
Sunday can't get here fast enough, BJ. You know this.
BJ here, DG over there.
What's going on, everybody? Don't change the channel or anything. You didn't go to the wrong YouTube channel. We are here on the Spocast official YouTube channel.
Take over.
And as always, sometimes Chef the Ref.
How you doing, everybody?
Yo, you wouldn't believe how much Chef requested just to do this appearance today. Like, it was absolutely insane. You don't understand how many hot dogs we had to pay him for to be here.
Oh yeah. Ton of hot dogs. You know, it was it's New Comic Day too, so you know, I had to.
Oh, we have the president of pro wrestling in the
Oh,
chat,
boy.
Phil Stamper.
President Phil Stamper. Nice to see
We'll
you.
get to that, Phil. We'll get to that. We're sorry, Mr. President.
So, where would you guys like to start?
I think that we should start talking about this SPO event that we got coming up on Sunday at Harrah's. So we got a lot of matches in here.
Silver anniversary of the backseat.
Yes, indeed. Silver anniversary of the Backseat Boys, 25 years. Go Johnny Cashmere and Trent Acid, formed the Backstreet Boys and CZW.
Oh, wait, don't forget Donnie.
Backseat.
Don't forget Donnie.
And yes, Big 80 Donnie's big. Can't forget him. And so we got the Backstreet Boys started there.
Backseat.
Now we have
Backstreet.
Yeah, Backseat. What did I say?
Come on, you sound like you're not even a mark.
What the hell's wrong with me today? Am I going to have to go back to catering already? So anyway, yep. Now we have the new Backseat Boys and JP and Tommy Grayson. Johnny Cashmere has been gracious enough to, and there we go, the JCW Backseat Boys shirt.
Ooh.
Gotta love it. All right. So let's start off, with the show here. Let's start off with the one second.
I said whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Thanks.
Do not be remiss on the whoop whoop. All right. So on to the matchups. Let's start out with Angel Metro and All Smiles Ruthie J. Now, we had Ruthie at the last show. She did her best to try and unseat Tasha Steelz as the champion. Couldn't quite get it done, and she is back again, this time taking on first time in SPO, Angel Metro. DG, what do we know about Angel Metro coming into this match?
That she is a deathmatch wrestler, and she's not afraid to do anything. She sets goals, and she achieves them. She talked about that on SPO City last night.
Yep.
And she's an amazing talent. So is Ruthie J. She came within a hair of beating Tasha Steelz at the last event.
Yeah. So BJ, at that last event, watching Ruthie J, what did you see out of her that makes you think that she has a legit shot at staking a claim to something in this division?
I mean, it comes down to style. I mean, you can be an athletic competitor who's very technically sound, but when you get in the ring with a hardcore wrestler, someone who's wrestled death matches, but also has a good technical foundation, like, I don't know. I don't like your chances.
So you think
and
stylistic?
Amazing match against Tasha.
Oh yeah,
back in the last SPO event.
So what you're seeing here is a match of styles coming in here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how.
It is a difference in styles. I'll definitely agree with that. Because Ruthie's tough, don't get it wrong. But I don't think I've ever seen Ruthie J in a death match. That's a whole nother level of mentality to be able to dig into. something that accredits the toughness of how much it takes to defeat her. So does Ruthie J couldn't get past Tasha Steelz, who doesn't do the death match scene.
Right.
What's Ruthie J going to have to do to climb that mountain and earn that number one contendership and get the next shot at Tasha Steelz?
So let's talk about that for a minute. The death matches that Angel Metro has been in, obviously they've toughened her up a lot. So how does that toughness translate to what is going to be a standard wrestling match?
She will be able to how do I put this? She'll be able to absorb things a lot better with that.
Okay.
That came out wrong.
She'll be able to take punishment, you're saying?
As far as impact and so
Okay. All right.
blah, blah, blah. No. I think she definitely has the advantage. Not necessarily being hit harder, but being hit more violently, more consistently is definitely going to help her.
Now, just to put it out there, Ruthie J has been in hardcore match situations in NWA, I do believe. She's been in some pretty big matches. It's just that even in a hardcore match, especially if you watch it with other companies, they're like almost censored version of a death match.
Right.
Like, as a weird way to put it. But it's just not as violent. But so I'm not going to say she doesn't have the toughness. I'm just going to say it's a bigger mountain to climb to get there. Like, you just almost got through one obstacle, and now you have a potentially tougher obstacle just to be able to U-turn and go back to Tasha Steelz and get another shot at her.
Right. So
I got to say, I really like the way that this division is shaping up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we got some good quality women wrestlers in SPO right now.
I mean, and that goes back starting with Rebecca Scott and Christina Marie.
And Christina Marie, what a match!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now let's look at some of the competition that faced Christina Marie, and now with Tasha Steelz, look at the competition she's taking on and the people who are coming for her that want a shot at that championship.
Right. Yeah, it's just going to be elevated now.
Absolutely.
Yep. More talent coming for that belt.
So now,
do we see the winner of this match getting that number one contender spot automatically? Yeah, because this is the number one contenders match, so we are going to have the winner here going against the. Who do you think provides the tougher matchup for Tasha Steelz at this point? Because she's already got the one win against Ruthie J. Angel Metro, she's an unknown at this point as far as SPO is concerned. So who do you think would provide the tougher matchup for Tasha as a challenger?
Tasha has already seen Ruthie J. And I feel like in that first match, we almost saw every trick Ruthie J had in upper sleeve. Realistically, because that was a very good match, and that opened the show at Key to the City. So that set the tone for the entire show.
The night.
Yeah. So, and now maybe going around, and Tasha would have only been able to scout Angel and not necessarily have a match with her.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, Angel might be the tougher competition for Tasha, where she would be up against somebody who she knows for 100% fact is as tough, if not tougher than her.
All right. BJ, what do you think about that?
At the same time, I know Ruthie wants this win a lot more than she did the last time. You know, like, Ruthie's hungry.
We did get to speak to her after the show, the last event, before we left.
Yep.
Yeah. She wants the dubs. She's coming for the dubs. She's hungry.
Yeah.
I think, like, when you put her in a rematch against Tasha, I don't know, who, an unknown or someone who's hungry for that dub? Someone who has gone through the loss and now is like, let's make it right. Let's do this.
We've seen a lot of times that rematch, the person who lost that first time comes back even hungrier and does get that win the second time around.
I mean, I can make the same argument for Angel. She's just as hungry, if not hungrier, because she hasn't had the opportunity yet. Where Ruthie J had the opportunity, and somehow still at the front of the line to get an opportunity.
She's not at the front of the line yet. This match is to get to the front of the line.
Well, we're looking at number 1 and 2 at the front of the line.
I haven't seen a lot of Angel. I'm definitely looking forward to see what she has to offer, what she brings to the table in a deathmatch scenario.
All right. So, with that said, gentlemen, let's make our picks for this match. Let's start off with the Danger Ginger. Who do you got between Angel and Ruthie?
I've really been talking Angel up this entire time. And even with what I say about Ruthie J, how tough she is, you know what, though? I do agree with BJ that she does have that chip on her shoulder. And we saw that as soon as that last match ended. She went right after Tasha Steelz after that bell rang and she lost. I think that she wins the match, but I also think she's going to cheat to win the match. If that's what she's going to do to Tasha afterwards, I think she's going to do whatever it takes, and that maybe that experience factor will set in and be the difference.
All right. BJ, are you agreeing with DG there, or are you thinking Angel Metro takes this one?
I'm going to go Angel.
Going with Angel. All right.
Ruthie, from what I've seen, very solid competitor. From what I've seen, from the front row, as opposed to the couple of YouTube videos that I've seen of Angel. I just think, I don't know. Ruthie's gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get that rematch.
All right.
I don't know. We might see some dirty business. We might see some funny stuff. But in the end, I definitely think Angel's going to pull it off.
Okay. So we've got 1 and 1, and I guess I'm the tiebreaker here. So, all that said, listening to everyone's reasoning, I do like the idea of the unknown over the known. I like the idea that Angel comes in with all of her deathmatch experience, all of her toughness, and she brings that she brings that to a standard match. She it will overcome whatever kind of chicanery that gets thrown at her by Ruthie, and we saw that Ruthie knows how to throw some chicanery. So, but I think she overcomes that, gets the 1, 2, 3, gets her shot at Tasha.
All right. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen. But, I feel like at this point, I'm going to lean on the experience because good point made about death matches. It is a different world when you're not having a death match, when you're not stuck to the rules.
Right.
So now there comes the element of rope breaks, things that don't typically happen in death matches because there's no rules.
Right.
The referee's there only to do pinfalls. That's it.
Yep. This time, the referee's going to be there for countouts, DQs, all of that good stuff. Respect the stripes. All right. Moving on. Next up, we have the Battle of the Billboard. This one is going to be between Vinny Pacifico, who will be brought out to the ring by Philly hip hop legend icon Tay-Rock. And Vinny Pacifico will be going against Miami Mike, being brought to the ring by top 10 artist Lavari. So what do we think of what this matchup is going to bring? BJ, let's start with you. Are you seeing Vinny Pacifico coming in here and just dominating Miami Mike as he pretty much said he plans to do, or Miami Mike?
Before I get to that, Lavari has been very active on social media lately with his opinions of what's going to happen.
Okay. All right.
I wonder if there's any way we can get the Lavari promo up. Lavari cut a pretty decent promo.
Okay. All right.
From what, his bathroom, or it looked like his bathroom. It was
Okay.
tiled wall.
All right. Hey, could have been the subway.
No, it wasn't noisy.
Vinny Pacifico, you're going down, bro. Miami Mike is gonna kick your ass this Sunday at SPO Wrestling. And as far as your little Tony two-touch lovey-dovey, by the way, I'm Lavari, and you calling yourself Love. I don't care if you're 50 years older than me, you copying me. Anyway, y'all are going down. I'll see y'all Sunday, SPO Wrestling, Harris, Philadelphia, Chester. Word.
All right.
I
Strong words
absolutely-
from Lavari.
I absolutely love that he knows that Tone is older than him and still just said that he was copying him even though he did it first. Absolutely love it. I love the audacity of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you may know, I'm not the biggest supporter of Miami Mike.
I think you're telling me
Yeah.
that the last couple times you've seen them, minus like the match with the back seats,
Right.
that they didn't show you more after they weren't in the ring with the champions?
Yeah, against Primal Fear, who are no pushovers.
No,
Uh,
not at all. But I'm just saying, I felt like they
they
were
put
able
up
to
a
show.
fight, but
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. All we're asking is for a little bit of acknowledgement here.
Okay. So, with acknowledgement having happened, so do you see Lavari's point? Do you see his side of this thing? You think Miami Mike's just going to come out and just straight up kick Vinny Pacifico's ass, as he said?
That,
yeah, no.
you do
Tavares
realize.
talking-
Sorry,
Go
go ahead.
Go for it.
I was going to say, you do realize just looking at them, like, I know Miami Mike's not necessarily a tiny guy, but Vinny Pacifico isn't a tiny guy by any means. That's not
No.
a term you would say about him when you're talking about him.
Yeah.
And this is somebody who has competed in an
That old
AEW
billboard.
ring.
Yep. So now, what do we see the managers bringing to this match? What's Tone Love going to do for Vinny? What's Lavari going to do for Miami Mike? Are they going to, provide a little bit of chicanery and some shenanigans happening there? A little bit of underhanded tactics.
Lavari, I expect him to perform Miami Mike to the ring like he did before
Mm-hmm.
with them boys. And then maybe Tone Love will perform Vinny Pacifico to the ring, and then we just have them out there managing. Maybe we get a little pushing and shoving, maybe Tone Love will put Lavari on his ass for talking to that little bit of trash there,
As invested
I-
as Lavari's been,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see him try something.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He definitely wants to help Miami Mike here. Mhm.
Just hearing his promos, oh yeah, he's not just going to sit there and clap.
No. So,
Sorry to
so,
cut you
I-
off.
And these are both guys who have been on billboards and stuff because it's the
Right.
battle of the billboard.
Battle of the Billboards.
Yeah. yeah,
It's a shame there's not going to be like a giant billboard for somebody to get thrown into during the match.
Hey, maybe something could be arranged. Okay.
Get a photo of their billboards, just throw somebody through it.
Sure, why not? All right, so let's see. Who do we think is going to win this one? We had DG go first last time. BJ, between Vinny Pacifico and Miami Mike, who do you see coming out on top?
Vinny all day. Miami
Vinny
Mike,
all day.
he's got potential, but he showed me a little something in that Primal Fear match. But
Okay.
yeah, no, Vinny all day.
All right.
I-
DG,
I
who
did-
do you got?
I dig the show of respect there of it, seeing that they are getting better, but this is a singles match, which I haven't seen too many Miami Mike singles matches, at least not in SPO. Outside of a few things on TV and YouTube, I've never really seen Vinny Pacifico fully compete in multiple matches. It's very interesting to call this one, but I think that Lavari will be a difference maker, and Miami Mike will pick up the win.
All
You know,
right.
something along the lines of maybe holding Vinny's feet down while they're under the ropes outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because you can't kick out of that.
Right.
Well, at least this one would be more believable.
All right. So that said, I am feeling what Danger Ginger threw down there. I think Lavari definitely gets involved in this match. I think there is definite shenanigans that happen, and I think that helps Miami Mike to pick up this win over Vinny Pacifico.
So, were you initially leaning toward Vinny?
I was thinking about it, but then that Lavari factor, that's just going. I think that's going to be too much,
Especially after that promo. And even
Yeah.
how he was when he was a guest on Spocast. It was a completely different Lavari than we saw
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time. All right,
Just
even at the
insulting
show.
his host.
Yeah, he's totally turned his attitude around about this. He's like, "Oh, this is serious. I'm serious now. Let's get it. Let's get at it." All right. Speaking of let's get at it, next up we got the Chester City Vendetta. We were supposed to have Velcro have his debut match last time. Wasn't allowed to happen. Got interrupted. So this time we've got Velcro teaming up with Tay-Rock. This powerhouse team is going to be going up against Declan Grant and Christian Ross. We've got managers MLJ with Tay-Rock and Velcro. And, of course, the one, the only Robbie Illuminati coming out with Declan and Christian. BJ, I see you just shaking your head there. What's that about?
What are these guys getting themselves into? Like, it's one thing to like, okay, I'm gonna take on James Ellsworth. Okay, Declan Grant, Christian Ross. No. I'm not gonna see you leaving the parking lot in the same way I saw you last time. DG knows what I'm talking about. No, you're gonna
Yeah.
be. You won't be in the front of that car. You'll be laid up in the back seat like.
So let's just remember something here. Like
What's
he
that?
does have Tay-Rock. Actually, this is a tag team debut match for them. And at
Yep.
the last event,
Yes.
they were holding the SP. Have photo taken with them holding up the new SPO Championship tag.
Which are
team belt.
beautiful, by the way.
Yes, great work done.
Amazing.
So there's some aspirations there.
Mhm.
Now, Declan Grant and Christian Ross, they're from the area. Robbie brought these guys together specifically for this because of how the disrespect was felt.
In fact,
From-
Robbie apparently loves this Christian Ross guy because he double booked him last last show. He's like, "Hey, you got to be a part of Blackout now."
Now, let's
And
not.
then he also,
So, on the graphic we just saw, if we can bring that back up real quick, MLJ is going to be announcing them to the ring, which
Yep.
is going to be awesome. We haven't seen MLJ in an SPO ring in a really long time.
It's
Almost
been a
a
minute.
year.
Yes.
Also, Guru will also be in Tay-Rock and Velcro's corner
Yep.
for this. So, I wonder, Robbie realizing that they're going to be outnumbered, what does he have up his sleeve? Because we saw what he was willing to do just to get that key to the city.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And tricking his own brother to climb up there and hand
While
him
hiding
the key.
inside of the Hank outfit. So, I gotta say, Velcro and Tay-Rock, this is a very intriguing team up here. Not just because it's their first time teaming up, it's their first real matches that they're having in wrestling, and it's going up against a couple of guys who have actually got some pretty decent experience under their belts. How do we see that affecting the match here? DG, what do you think?
First of all, we've seen Declan Grant. We've seen Christian Ross, and we've seen how seriously tough they are. They are not a pushovers by any means. Like, I'm sorry, if it was any common two of the three of us, we're going to be having a debut tag team match against them. I honestly might no show the entire event. Just to put into aspect of what we know they're capable of and the lengths they will go.
Yep. BJ, what do you think on that topic? The experience
I mean,
factor.
It goes without saying, like, these guys have been doing it 10 minutes, uh, Declan Grant, Christian Ross. I know, it's
We saw Christian Ross in the ladder match.
right. Yeah.
Like,
And he was also
Go ahead.
he was
We've
double
seen
booked
Declan Grant go against Lucky 13 as well.
We've seen him have a couple different matches. Like, it's absolutely insane that this is the match they agreed to. They agreed to have this match after what Robbie said.
Yeah.
And we all know Robbie's demand was a plan.
Always.
Like, it's not to say that Ruru won't be able to assist in some way or that MLJ won't assist in some way.
Right.
But what's the ace up the sleeve?
Robbie's always got an ace, especially in the
Oh.
casino.
Probably more than one, but that's another story for another time.
So, but anyway, Robbie having aces up his sleeve. I've seen Velcro performing on the ceiling. Like, he was literally standing on a ceiling, upside down, performing a song. How do you prepare for something like that in a wrestling match?
You
Yeah.
just got to think he doesn't know what he's doing. I have the advantage, and I'm going to use it.
How much does experience end up playing into this, though, right? And I get that they are an unknown. Like, both these are kind of in the way right now, makeshift tag teams. But you would
Yeah.
assume in leading up to the event and preparing for the event, they've
Now,
gained some.
thinking about that, makeshift tag teams, I mean, they may not have teamed together yet, but you think Tay-Rock and Velcro got a little chemistry already?
Tay-Rock
beat up.
Tay-Rock definitely has his back. I mean, we see there has to be some type of friendship and chemistry there because, like I said, the photo with the titles, right?
Yeah.
All that stuff. They were together at the last show and not just gave them a chance to scout.
Yeah.
And see what this division looks like.
Yep. All right. So, all that said, let's get to the picks. I guess it's my turn to pick first here. Declan Grant, Christian Ross, we've seen them. We know how tough they are. We know that Robbie always has a plan. However, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I don't know how well Robbie's plan is going to get executed. We know that Tay-Rock and Velcro, they're a first-time team. First match is coming up here. They are a complete unknown. I am kind of liking that idea of the complete unknown here. So I am picking Tay-Rock and Velcro to get this win. DG, you agree with me or no?
It's something to where I got to speak to Velcro for a short time at the last event, Nice guy, took a photo with me and everything. Didn't get to meet Tay-Rock. Those guys on the other side are just so tough and mean. And this is their world. This isn't the battle rap world. This isn't the world of hip hop. This is professional wrestling. So, but somehow there's something in the back of my head that's like, there's going to be something Robbie doesn't account for. I feel like how far ahead he is, he might overlook something. Like, how close did it come to him losing the key to the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that figured out.
If Tommy didn't dive to the outside, he could have climbed up and probably grabbed it.
Yeah.
An opening was going to present itself at some point.
Let's just remember what happened between Robbie and the mayor at the last event.
Right.
So, I'm going to go Tay-Rock and Velcro as well.
Okay.
I think somehow, some way, after what happened last time, the mayor will somehow get involved,
Okay.
and He will be the difference maker.
Has he been announced?
No,
don't
but that doesn't mean anything. He's the mayor. He can go wherever the hell he wants.
That's fair.
You are correct. Yeah, absolutely.
BJ, who do you got in this matchup here?
I'm going Declan Grant and Christian Ross.
Okay.
No matter what these guys, these these untrained artists, no matter what these guys throw at them, I feel like between the two of them and Robbie, done deal.
All right. So that's it. That brings us to this giant 25-man battle royal rumble that we are going to have here.
Skywalker
Rumble. Rise of a Champion.
Which will crown a new Skywalker champion.
After former champion Johnny Kashmere vacated the belt.
Well, technically he doesn't vacate it till Sunday.
Okay.
Hey, for all we know, Johnny could be in there defending his championship.
Okay. All right, yeah.
We don't know.
So
We
don't have a full docket of the 25 competitors yet. There could be a surprise here or there.
And if it is fully vacant, maybe he goes in there on a revenge tour to get back what he never lost. Or in the case, also never defend, or maybe defended it once or twice, but never in an SPO ring.
So, all right. So, we do know a few of the people that are going to be in this.
Also, we do have a guest.
Yes,
who will also be competing in the Skywalker Rumble.
Shall we bring on
the show. One of Trent Acid and Johnny Kashmere students wrestled with PWU, Kid Legend. Welcome to the show.
Kid Legend.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here. Great show so far, guys.
Thank you
very much.
Absolutely.
So, Kid, let me ask you, coming into this match, it's been a minute since you've been in the ring, hasn't it? How are you preparing for this?
Been working my ass off for the last 6 weeks, training hard, hitting the gym, get my body in the right position to hopefully win this Rumble.
So, have you had a match yet since you've been training? Or will this be your first official return to the ring?
It's a beautiful story. So my last match was for the Trent Acid Memorial Rumble back in 2011. Mm-hmm. And now, all these years later, Trent's on the title. We got the Skywalker Rumble. It's fitting. He was my trainer. I was one of the students there. So it was a way that it was calling me to make this return. I have not had a match since 2011. But I've been training hard. I've been working down at Catch Point. I've been hitting the gym every day, got my body right, got my mind right, and it's a beautiful story here that I plan on winning this Rumble.
So you've been working at Catch Point. What's it like working out there, working with those guys there?
The school's amazing. They're very accessible. They have all the resources that you need. They've got a great camaraderie. They got amazing trainers. I've had the opportunity to work with Gulak in the ring. So I feel mentally sharp, I feel physically sharp, and I feel very confident going into Sunday.
So now, has Drew Gulak or any of the other trainers there, how have they specifically tried to prepare you to go in there against 24 other competitors and come out on top?
Working very hard on the stamina, working on the confidence, hitting my strengths in the ring. Drew's an amazing trainer, and he gave me a lot of secrets that I'm not willing to expose them on the podcast tonight.
Obviously.
I didn't want you to do that.
No. But I got some tricks up my sleeve. I have a lot of super kicks left in the chamber here. And, I love what you said earlier when it was said that you were going towards the unknown versus the known. And I kind of have that unknown factor going right now. I've been out of the ring for a long time, but I have a lot of weapons here that I can offer, and I have I've been watching a lot of tape. I've been doing a lot of preparation. So I have a lot of things that I know going into it, but 24 other people have a lot of unknown things going into it.
All right. BJ, you're muted.
Yeah. Good job, man.
But they don't have the scouting report on you.
Right.
That's the advantage, right?
The nice little secret weapon I have.
Have you been doing any scouting? Is there any specific names that you know that are announced that you might feel like you might not want to encounter them?
One of my strategies is to stay out of Santa Kringle's way.
Smart strategy. Very smart strategy.
Yeah, he is someone that I might fall to Santa out of respect and love.
Right. You can't, nobody can fight Santa. How can you do that?
Yeah.
So
Not
somebody,
just that. Don't sell short what he can do in that ring. You know how long he's sitting there watching these elves work and just.
And I have a lot of friends and family and kids coming to watch my return on
Awesome.
Sunday, and it would be a damn shame for these kids to see me super kick Santa.
hey, when it comes to winning championships, you do what you gotta do,
Right
whether
Now,
it's Santa or the Easter Bunny.
Now, if you take out Santa, does that make you the new Santa?
You know, part of my training here is I have watched the Santa Claus movies to find out some tricks about the Santa life.
Oh,
Watch, we'll see him Sunday, and his beard will be all gray.
Yeah.
oh man. So, what's your thoughts on somebody like Pat Dynamite, who's also been announced to be in the Skywalker Rumble? He's somebody who's gone up against Face recently for the SPO championship, just came up short in what was a dogfight of a match.
Yeah. There's a lot of amazing talent in this ring. I look forward to getting to the ring with somebody like Pat. I know there's a lot of younger guys that'll be in this Rumble, so it'll be a good test here to get in the ring with the young guys. There's going to be a lot of guys that I'll be in the ring with for the first time. You know, for me, it's been such a long time that mostly everyone in the Rumble will be my first time being in the ring with.
Right.
But so far, of the names that I've seen, I'm excited to get into the ring with each of them, and just going to do my best here to win that Rumble and walk away with the Skywalker Championship.
Fantastic.
All right.
Yes. Man, you kind of got me, wanting to pick you to win. We're not there yet, but you're kind of talking me into it.
Is there anything you can say to talk the Danger Ginger into picking you?
Well, here's one thing that I've been thinking a lot. So I just got back from a vacation, and I worked out every day on this vacation. I'm super motivated. And the one thing that I keep reminding myself of here is I don't have to be great to win this Skywalker Rumble. I just need to throw 24 other guys over the top rope, and I'm pretty damn sure I can do just that.
But so how do you feel about your stamina levels? Let's say you start at number 1 and you have to go through the entire field and literally throw 24 other men over the top rope, or women, whoever enters this.
So one thing that I have going for me here is I'm going to have my wife, my son, my parents, all my family, all my friends sitting close to front row here. Some in the front row, some behind front row. And I'm going to feel all the energy and all the power from everyone that I care about sitting there at Harrah's on Sunday. So that'll be all the extra resources I need for stamina, for motivation, for determination, drive. And I'm already a fitness guru myself. I'm a personal trainer. I'm in the gym, out of the gym every single day. And once I saw this opportunity here being granted that I could enter the Skywalker Rumble, I've been so motivated to be in the best shape possible.
Definitely see that motivation.
Just real quick. So before the announcement of the Skywalker Rumble and before entering it, did you have the itch to come back before that? And this was just a nail in the coffin to say, it's time for me to get back in the ring. It's time for me to go win this championship. It's time to represent the guy that taught me what I know.
Was this the sign that the universe gave you?
So it started, my wife had a dream like 3 months ago. And in her dream, I had returned to pro wrestling, and her and my son came to see me in the front row. And when she woke up, it felt real to her, and she expressed it to me. And then as time went on, that dream was prominent, and then the opportunity of the Skywalker Rumble presented itself. And it just felt like the universe was telling me it's time to make my return.
It's very cool.
So just real quick before we move on to who else is in the Rumble and give our picks and everything. Will this be the only time we see you, or will there be a possibility that you come back for future events?
This feels
Well,
like
if you win,
this
Well,
feels
win
like
or lose,
we
win
want
or
Kid
lose.
Legend to win.
Yeah, win
So-
or lose.
Without sounding overly cocky, after Sunday, I'm going to have a championship that needs to be defended. So this will not be the last you will see of Kid Legend.
All right.
Love the confidence. Absolutely love it.
So I'll let you guys go. You guys are doing a great job. Great job tonight. I appreciate you guys having me on.
We
Appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
We'll look
Thank you
forward to
very
hearing
much.
the predictions, and I'll keep watching you guys as the night goes on.
Yeah, and we'll
Thank
see
you
you
very
Sunday
much.
at the event.
I'll see you guys Sunday. Take care, guys.
Yes, sir.
You
See
too.
you then. Kid Legend, thank you very much for joining us on the show here and providing very good insight into this Rumble that we're going to have on Sunday.
absolutely.
Put the likes of Phil Stamper in this Rumble. Mark
The
Angel.
president.
Yeah,
So two
President-
people from this Rumble have already cut promos on the show.
Yes.
yeah. Shredder, Stan Styles. Let's see. HC
That-
Loke.
Oh, nice.
Pat,
Oh, no way.
yeah, Pat Dynamite. And
Of
then
course.
the man who is going to school to be a doctor, which has to make you think, if he's going to school to be a doctor, how can he hurt other people? Flash Carter.
Flash
But
freaking
he's also
Carter.
a smart. If you're going to school to be a doctor, you got to be a smart guy. So I'm sure he's got some intelligence going there. I'm sure.
And then if I
course,
say
Vinny
this wrong,
Talata.
yeah, I was just about to say, if I say his name wrong, I apologize. Thank you for not having to do that. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
And plenty of others unannounced.
All right.
So there's rooms for so many surprises in this. So I'm not sure how we should do this prediction. Do we pick somebody that's in it, or do we pick the field?
No, I would say if there's someone that hasn't been announced, then you think they're going to be in there, go ahead, throw it out there, make your surprise prediction for who's going to win if you think that's going to happen. Otherwise, pick someone that's already been announced, or you could just say the field of unknowns, I guess, if you want to cop out.
Boy, let me just say, Kid Legend has me almost convinced to pick him.
Almost.
But I've cut. But the problem is, I had my mind set on this about 2 days ago on who I was going to pick.
All
up
right, who'd you
until
set it
that.
on? Who did you set
I'm-
it on then?
You know what? I'm picking Pat Dynamite.
Okay. All right.
He came so close to winning the gold championship. And what better way than to start that climb back than having a solid reign as a champion and winning
And don't
it in this fashion?
And don't forget, he's got that stamina because all three of us witnessed him go through a gauntlet match,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
a year ago. Like, this
Yep.
guy,
Absolutely amazing.
I'm not saying he's my pick.
No, but if I was to say who was my number two, absolutely Kid Legend.
Okay.
And then Phil as a third. Because without him, the name Danger Ginger wouldn't exist.
That
That's
is
right.
fair.
You would have figured it out.
If I didn't figure it out after 40 years, then
All right. So BJ, who are you picking in this match? Are you going with Pat Dynamite? Are you going with Kid Legend? Are you going with
Can I
someone
get
else here?
Can I get a full rundown of the announced?
yes. Give me a moment here. We have Flash Carter, Pat Dynamite, Kid Legend, HC Loke, Vinny Talata, Shredder, Stan Styles, Mark Angel, the president of president of Pro Wrestling. I'm about to say the president of Phil Wrestling, Phil Stamper.
Hey, he'll call it Phil Wrestling.
Yeah, but it would just be him choking people out. How entertaining!
What's
is
wrong with
going
that?
to be?
That would be highly entertaining.
Maybe for the first 10 minutes. and then people are just going to sleep, and I'm going to go to sleep and not even get choked out. But anyway, BJ, you got one of the picks here, or do you have the field? Or
How many
surprise
are
injury?
announced? How many are announced?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10-ish, somewhere's around there. So there's a huge field out there, and let's just think of some names who we haven't seen in an SPO ring in a while. Somebody like a Sunny Kiss could appear.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good.
A Lucky 13 could appear. Primal Fear, both of them could end up in this match individually.
Right, there's no match for them announced, but I have a feeling they'll be there.
Like I said, Johnny Cashmere could just throw himself out there to try to get back what's rightfully
Joe
his.
Queen in a ring.
Yeah,
We will see. We could see Homeless Vaughn.
Homeless
we
Vaughn.
could see Kurt Robinson, we could see. Okay, now the floodgates are opening. I'm seeing the potential. Yeah, Pat Dynamite.
I love that we went through all that just for a dead stuff. Pat Dynamite.
That's my boy, man. He's
classic
going
BJ
to
right
be
there.
the SPO champion by the end of the year. I guarantee you.
I would just like to say real quick, me picking Pat has nothing to do with the fact that he was slightly upset with me that I didn't pick him to win the championship, and he made sure I still knew that after he returned at the end of Key to the City.
All right.
Little funny story. I had a conversation with Pat Dynamite after the last event, and I had just bought a Feral Face shirt.
Oh,
Not like just like a
Talk
minute
about
ago, but like
timing.
earlier in the night. And I was like,
location.
I was like, "What's up, Pat? You got shirts yet?" And he was like, "Nah, man, sorry, no shirts." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I guess I'm just gonna have to wear my Feral Face shirt on BJ and DG Talk Wrestling next week." And he was like, "No, don't wear that. Wear anything but that." I was like, "You know what?"
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, "You know what? I bought a backseat shirt. I'll wear that."
Oh man!
All right.
So,
Yeah,
Pat win.
you guys have both taken Pat Dynamite. I'm going to say Kid Legend convinced me. I'm picking Kid Legend to win that Trent Acid Silver Skywalker belt.
The scale for me was just so off. It's like a 0.02 of weight to where it was like, I don't know which way, because he sold me that he sold me on it. I would have bought that for $1. That's what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
My
fair.
deciding factor
Mhm.
was, what have we seen of this guy?
I mean, I've seen what he's capable of in old stuff. Kid Legend, you're talking about?
That was 20 years ago.
It was only 13 years ago. 14
Yeah, it's
years
not
ago.
like we're
Around to
talking
there.
about 1991.
It was
But yeah, no, he
1978, the
he's
last
been
time
working.
he checked, right?
He's been working with Drew Gulak and the guys over at Catchpoint.
Which like Gulak is the absolute man, and like that definitely says something about like
Yeah.
potential. But
I think that potential gets realized.
we haven't seen him now.
We haven't, but we're going to.
And a point brought up about stamina.
Thank
That
you,
was
Phil.
cut. Stamina was the shifting factor for me. That's really what it was. Just the idea of, which was why I asked the question about
Hey,
the
us
stamina.
older guys
because-
still have our stamina.
I do.
Oh, don't send me back to catering.
All right, I'll clean this place up, and I'll be back in the morning. Sorry.
But that was my concern, was the stamina. Because now
That's
if Kid Legend comes out, say number 22, I think he very good chance. But if he's in the earlier half to where I put Pat Dynamite, I feel like Pat Dynamite could run the gauntlet.
That's fair. All right. This brings us to our giant double main event of the night.
And which way are we going first here?
Let's go the direction it says right there, from top to bottom. start out.
Can we do Blade Face first, please?
Okay,
'Cause
fine. Let's. Then why did you even ask me?
Because I was hoping I wouldn't have to say that, you know. But no, you put me in this position, you know. Let's just bury the ginger.
Hey, can we get a Mark photo?
There we go. That's perfect.
Work. Yeah, there it is.
All right. So DJ wants to talk about Blade and Face first. Let's go ahead and talk about Blade and Face first. What do you got for us there, DJ?
I honestly, either of these matches, I kind of know what to expect, but I also don't know what to expect. Because again, as we have said on every show we've ever done, and we talk about Face.
Yeah.
There's no stopping him. And the closest we saw to anybody stopping him was at the last event. And we had to have I guess the internet has coined him the Feral Fake.
Duo is aka the Feral Fake.
And we got like a Bella twin magic moment.
We did.
I still don't understand what happened.
It was just some sleight of hand and smoke and mirrors, and there you go. Face is your winner.
And I can't believe I didn't notice the tattoos were different.
Yeah, there's a lot, but you know what? We were in the worst spots for any of that.
Yeah.
It would be hard for us to notice
because he rolled in. Yeah,
we had
out of the
amazing
ring, amazing seats that were in just the wrong spot to have noticed what was going on.
For a quarter of the action.
No, I say we had amazing seats for pretty much all of it.
Oh no! I mean, we had.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had Tommy Grayson literally jump off the ladder right in front of us, and we show that footage on our show at least once every 3 weeks, just because it literally happened in front of us.
We showed the homeless Vaughn footage that I got, where after he won the match, I followed the dumpster for a couple seconds.
Yep. All right. So, the Feral Fake will be in the Skywalker Rumble. Okay. All right. There we go. It's official.
Right here.
Who is the Feral Fake?
That's Duo.
Little brother.
Duo.
Okay.
Yeah, the little brother Duo.
All right, the Feral Fake. Okay. I'm about it.
All right.
What
so does that change anybody's opinion of who's going to win the Rumble? Pat Dynamite or?
Let me think about it. No.
Okay.
You might.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. Back to Rick Blade versus the Feral Face. So we know what kind of a beast Face is, but we also know that Rick Blade has faced these types of beasts in the past, and he has slain them. So do we think he can do that again and win the championship? BJ, what do you get? What do you think? You are famous for having been called out for picking against Rick Blade in the past.
That's his problem right now. He wants to pick. He wants to pick Face, and he just has that moment playing in his head of, "You didn't pick me."
But it's not like I want to be like, yeah, that's right. Like, I'm not. Well, that gave me everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
Face.
Oh, you're going with Face?
I'm going Face.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Hold on.
All right. Well, I didn't even ask for the pick yet, and we got it.
Why you gotta bring heat on us from Rick Blade, man? Why you gotta
he's just bringing the heat on himself?
Dude, no. Remember the last prediction stream, or not? Maybe not the last prediction stream, but in this Spocast chat, when he was like, "Oh, you know, if the rep wants a piece of me or whatever, I'm more than happy to oblige." You know, like the next thing we know, that's three of the members of the High Five when they were together, and probably the 3 toughest.
Yeah, I would say so. Because
thanks
Kenny
for
Decker
putting,
not the toughest.
I said 3 of the, not the three toughest.
I don't know, the three toughest. I'd pretty much put the Rep and Face as the three toughest out of the high five.
Yeah, and he wants to put, and then there's three of us, and now we have targets on our back. Thanks,
There
bro.
ain't going to be. There's no trios match happening here.
That's what you say now.
boy.
See, look. Look.
No.
Anyway,
no.
back
What are you
on
gonna
topic
get involved in?
Yeah, see, I just want to sit front row and enjoy some wrestling.
Maybe comment on it a little bit.
Maybe get my hat thrown off my head. You know, when a guy loses. You know, it's happened. I'm here for it.
You got hit with a hyena hex.
Yes.
Here's my
I would love to see him in the Skywalker Rumble as well.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan of his 100%.
Oh, yeah.
If I can will things into existence, okay, Rich Swann. Who else we got? Falaba.
Joe Hendry.
I wasn't.
I'll say his name.
I just did. You don't have to.
I think he's contracted up right now.
Yeah, he goes on the
Any show, anywhere, anytime.
Bobby Fish.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, Drew Gulak has his own thing.
Anyway, guys, we do have a championship match to talk
We
about.
do. Yeah, we were starting to talk about it when BJ gave his prediction of Face to win and retain his title.
About to say something.
Yes. Say.
I was about to say, you know what? That one moment I had at Harris, almost half a year ago now. It enlightened me to a little something. You know what I mean? It made me realize that, like, I was a mark.
Okay.
And so now I'm trying to pick things differently. I'm trying to you know what? Let Rick Blade call me out all he wants.
Okay.
I'm still gonna call it like I'm gonna call it.
All right. Fair
Hey,
enough.
that's what we do.
DG, since we've got BJ's call in for Face here, you feeling that way, or do you think Rick Blade overcomes?
All right, we all know that I'm a fan of Rick Blade.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So am I.
he's a great guy. You know, it's hard to cheer against him or root against him or pick against him. But I'm going to be 100% honest here. If Willie Mack and Pat Dynamite couldn't put down Face, and if Channing Decker couldn't retain his championship against Face, you know, like we're not talking about pushovers in the slightest.
True.
You know, and Rick Blade's not a pushover. He can still go. And he's proved that going against Rick Blade.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
teaming with Simon Gotcha and teaming with Simon Gotcha to take on the Rep at the last event.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just that youth, that toughness, everything that Face brings to the table and into that ring. I have to go Face.
All right.
And I have a feeling that we're both going to get called out for it. And again, I'm here for it.
You know what, Rick?
I guess all three of us are getting
called it
called
how I
out because, all three of us are going to get called out because, Rick, I love you, but Face is a different breed of animal here.
I just got a notification that during Spokecast, the BJ and DG Talk Wrestling official crew has buried Rick Blade live on the air.
Oh, not intentionally.
Well,
not
he's
at
not
all.
quite the devil of this place.
I come not to bury Rick Blade. I come to praise him.
Hey, that's what
However,
the dirt sheet said. That's not what I said. That's what the dirt sheet said.
Hey, I would love to see Rick be able to overcome Face, but he's got a grip on that belt right now, and he is not letting it go.
That belt really special to get that championship.
That belt.
I'd rather challenge
Feral Face.
I'd rather challenge him to 5-finger fillet after seeing that promo than actually wrestle him, and that says a lot because he's not going to lose at 5-finger fillet.
So, yeah, Blade will yell at you. Face, if we pick against him, who knows what he's going to do to us?
Yeah, I don't want to get jumped in the in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Yeah, Rick Blade will just be disappointed, but he'll still give us our respect. Face though,
Hey,
we might
when
get
he
thrown.
yelled
Full
at me,
respect
I
for Rick
felt it.
Blade.
I felt it when he yelled at me. Okay.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm
still,
sure.
I'm
I
kicking.
saw it on your face. I have nothing but respect for Rick Blade and
I
admiration.
watch that footage every once in a while because I got to record
Just to
that.
laugh.
So
I
just
haven't seen that in a couple months. I gotta watch that back.
All right, so now that we have dug one grave there, we will move on to the final match on the card: Simon Gotch versus Drew Gulak. The match that first time ever match between these two guys. This one is damn near impossible to pick between these two. Their styles are just both so tough. They both bring so much intensity to the ring, to the match. They're not going to give up, either one of them. I do not expect a submission here at all. I expect a complete slugfest between these two guys. DG, I don't know who to pick here. What's that coin telling you? Anything?
I ain't found shit.
I'm not sure if that's PG.
Well, we've reached PG-13.
I'm just saying, like, that's how I feel about this match and having to pick it. It's a literal coin flip.
Yeah.
And just the fact still, even though it might have been only a year, 18 months or something like that, the fact that both these guys were in the WWE together and there was never a match, and this is the first time ever.
For less than a year.
Yeah, but just that they didn't train
They crossed
together.
paths. They rolled together. They did
Yeah.
train together.
And
at
just
Gulak
real-
was 205 Live and Gotch was vaudevilling
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, you know, and just real quick, to be able to see all this action, that download the Radiant app.
Yep.
Oh no,
Watch it
that's
right.
live.
That
If you
graphic
can't be
from,
there at Harris and Chester, you can watch it
download
live
it
on the
on-
Radiant TV app.
Yep, on Roku, Apple devices, Android devices, I believe
Anywhere
Samsung.
you watch your video.
Yeah, anywhere you can download stuff. And the pay-per-view will be available there. I have the app on my phone right now, and we're all going to be there.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Let's be our smiling faces front row.
always.
yeah, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then me
Yeah.
and Fang as well. Just as a little another side note, real quick.
Oh yeah, yep. Can't forget that Philadelphia
Oh,
Union Spang,
dang!
the mascot of the Union.
Look at him, man.
Yeah,
Philadelphia
look at
soccer.
this. His ab. Look at the ab.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
he's got
insane
the-
to have abs.
He's
like
got the
that.
best abs out of all the Philly sports mascots,
Now-
bar none.
Now, just real quick. Also,
He could take a
rumor
coup de
has it
grace and
Hank
be like,
might-
okay.
Yep.
Rumor has it Hank might be in the building as well.
All right.
For the show.
All right.
Okay.
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 Could we
Like,
see some
a battle of the
mascots?
mascots?
Yeah.
No signs of Swoop or Gritty or anyone.
Gritty would be just a different level
Yeah, hold on.
of
Can we bring
insanity.
yeah. Can we
The
bring
whole
back
place
up
will be
the group
brawling.
of the mascots real quick? Can we bring that back? Yes. Who's missing in this shot, guys?
I'll tell you in a
The Philly
second.
Fanatic.
The Philly Fanatic.
Yeah. Like, way to no-show the family photo, Philly Fanatic. You know, looks like there's a cake there. There's a celebration. And where's the Philly Fanatic? Probably home sleeping.
Philly Fanatic's too
yeah.
busy for this. He's got other
He's
things
big
to do. The
time
Philly season is going on right now. He's busy.
I mean,
He's busy thrusting
He's
his
just big
gut
time in them.
on top of the dugout.
but his son Gritty's there. He should be there too. That's all I'm saying.
No, he sent his son so he doesn't have to go.
Ah, boo. But anyway,
And also, by the way, I thought like Ben Franklin was like the mascot for the Sixers.
no.
No.
The emblem's the Liberty Bell.
They've had a few different mascots. Remember Hip Hop? The rabbit?
Yeah.
I remember hip hop. Yeah.
AI years, I missed that.
No, a coworker said something to me today. He's like, no, I think their mascot's like Ben Franklin or something.
No.
That's
Nope.
what I get for listening to coworkers. Anyway,
Yeah, I get in trouble by listening to coworkers too.
so let's pick this match, huh?
Let's pick this match. Gotch Gulak. This
gotta
is
make it
going to
a
be
Chick-fil-A.
this is why we saved this match for last, because it's the hardest match on the card to pick. So who's going to go first on this one? I suppose it should be me because it's my turn. And I guess I am
fine.
going. Yeah. I honestly, this is one of the hardest matches that you could pick at all. Both of these guys are ultimate competitors. Neither one of them is going to give the other an inch of any sort of room to work with. They are both going to be at it. This is going to be intense the entire time. As much as I expect out of the Blade and Face match, I expect that much more out of this match. And I am going to pick Simon Gotch. I am going with Simon Gotch. I just feel like
Okay.
he has been on this independent wrestling scene for a while now. He has been out there. He's been grinding. He's been doing it. Gulak, not to say that he hasn't been putting in work. I just feel like Gotch has been in that
Gotch-
flow. I think he's in his groove. I think he's going to take it.
I
The
would
difference is Gotch has been traveling around the world wrestling.
Yes.
Gulak has been teaching and wrestling locally.
Yes.
Well, I know he's had a couple gigs, maybe a little bit further out from what I've seen online, but yeah, it's been a lot of Northeast stuff. Maybe a travel out once in a while, but this when it was announced, and I remember being in the Spokecast chat, and I'm like, I'm going to get to this moment and still have nobody picked, and here we are now.
We are at the moment.
Yeah,
It's time
and
for
I
you to
have a
pick, BJ.
coin. I have the coin, and it's
All
been
right.
sitting here flipping it the entire time. I
All right, so
honestly,
whose heads, whose tails?
I honestly want to say a double count out, and it's a draw, but that's the coward's way out of a pick. And you know
This is
what?
not going to a double count out.
If I'm going to go by the history of what I've seen with Simon Gotch and SPO, he hasn't won a match yet.
Okay.
The
Okay.
one match was a no contest because the rep
Right.
interfered.
And the other match, he was going against the rep.
Yeah, and the rep won.
That was
So-
the rep.
So, but I'm looking at this objectively, going by the past history of what I've seen. Not that those weren't amazing matches, and that Simon Gotch isn't an amazing wrestler, because he'll twist you into a pretzel. So will Drew
Oh, yeah.
Gulak.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
this is going, and they're both hard hitting. It's almost like a mirror match in like Mortal Kombat, right? Like you're
Yeah.
looking at almost the exact same thing. Like, tell me the difference in this
Dude,
photo.
It's the same fighter with different skins.
Yeah, but you know how much I want to pick Simon Gotch. I'm picking Drew Gulak.
All right.
I'm
BJ, break
going
the
with the
tie.
hometown boy.
Gulak.
BJ, you're breaking the tie.
Gulak?
Gulak. All right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gotch. Do not bend me into a pretzel.
Please bend him into a pretzel.
You know
Please.
what I need? I need the work. I need the work. Do it, please. But I'm gonna stop talking right now. No, Gulak.
Good night, folks.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, Gulak. I don't know why. Something.
Yeah,
in
there's
me
no
telling
there's no
me
real
it's gonna be
reason.
Gulak.
Okay. All right.
It's,
Well, there
it's,
we
it's,
have
it's, I'm not going to waste time flipping a coin. I'm just going to say what
Just-
comes to me.
Picking one and going with it. All right. With that, we have come to the end of our show. We're
Well-
previewing. What do you got there, DG?
I was just going to say real quick, you know, our guy behind the scenes, if he has any thoughts just generally on the show and expectations of what could be expected to be seen, he could pop on real quick and give those thoughts if he would like. I think it would be a nice prize, but we have musical performances at this show. Big Rel's
We
going
do.
to be there.
Yeah. How many wrestling shows do you go to
hey,
where you
Jeff.
also get a concert?
Yeah. It's going to be like musical performances with Lavari, Tone Love. And we'll probably have Velcro perform himself to the ring again.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And then I do believe I saw that I'm brain farting. So all the vendors there and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of vendors. Doors open at 3:00.
Bell
on
time
Sunday.
at 4.
Yep.
Hey, so listen, guys. If you've enjoyed what you've been seeing tonight, we collectively are BJ and DG Talk Wrestling on YouTube, and as of yesterday, now on Instagram. So if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give us a follow, because it always makes me smile and it helps with the algorithm and everything. So that's all I had.
Cool. DG, got anything else before we wrap it up?
I am looking forward to this event. This is going to be a hell of a show.
Absolutely.
Like from top to bottom. And a first ever match, we have a number 1 contenders match for the women's championship.
We have a freaking rumble.
Yeah, a 25-man rumble for the
We've got-
Skywalker Championship, which we had Kid Legend on to speak about that and him appearing in it.
Big
This
thanks
is-
to Kid Legend again for joining us.
It's just going to be an absolute blast. These shows are always fun. The energy is
Oh, yeah.
always great. And I will always say pro wrestling crowds are some of the most welcoming crowds when it comes to fellow fans and accepting. And it's always something I want to be around. It's when I feel me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. Go to spowrestling.com right now. Get your
Get
tickets. Also, every ticket bought is, if I remember correctly from what Mitch said, 2 tickets for a child to attend for free.
That's a great thing.
You're
So,
helping the community by doing this.
Yeah.
You're-
Helping
you're-
kids
you're
get some
allowing the
entertainment on
community-
Sunday.
You're allowing the community to come and do something and spend a Sunday evening, afternoon, evening, doing something they would normally be sitting in the house. They're
And-
coming out. They're coming to SPO to cheer along with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and then let's not forget as well, we have models that are going to be there. Elena Mizurani and if I can scroll, Chanel Verandas. I believe I said that right. If not, I apologize.
It's okay.
But it's like we go to these events and we've collectively been to 99% of these events, and everyone is always better than the last.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Raising the bar every
And-
time.
SPO's kind of turned into like a little rinky-dink indie show in a firehouse to a circus in a casino
Yes.
It's a great
And
time.
in
is.
just over a year.
Yep. Yeah. Just over a year. We've made so much progress with SPO Wrestling. We thank everybody out there for joining along for the ride. Remember, go on to spowrestling.com, get your tickets for this Sunday. Go download the Radiant TV app wherever you watch video.
Yeah.
If you can't make it down to Chester this weekend,
Yeah.
watch it
Oh,
there.
Or if you live, there are some members of this community who live in other countries, and you could download the app and cheaply buy the pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
It's only going to be $4.99. So if you're not anywhere near here to attend, because I'm going to say, if you're not attending and you're just watching it at home and could have gone, you made a grave mistake. That's all I'm saying.
If
If you are in the area, if you're local, I
if you're
highly
within
recommend
like
coming.
200 miles, like you're messing
Sure.
up if you don't
And,
come.
yeah,
and
miles
don't
is
forget the Rich Poe experience, going to be available in all app stores this Friday.
Indeed. Go get that.
So I guess if we have no other comments or
I
anything to say
believe that
about
is all.
everybody, be good to each other out there. And as BJ said, if you like what you saw tonight, you can follow us at BJDG Talk Wrestling here on YouTube. And,
All right.
you know, hopefully, all you girls and guys out there watching, we will see you this Sunday at Harris in Chester for the silver anniversary of the back seats. April 27th, doors open at 3, show starts at 4, and you're not going to want to miss it.
1, 2,